All right, guys. So, oh my God, this is the first time I'm going to say, welcome to the Fit Boss Nation call. Okay, I'm sorry. It's April 19th, 2016, Fit Boss Nation, our new name. Thank you for joining us. So, like I was saying, a lot of us on the team are doing this social team builder training on how to build your team, how to build your social media business page, like your Facebook business page, by telling, basically the whole point of it is that you've got to be authentic and you've got to tell your story. And that's how you are going to essentially relate to everybody and attract people that are just like you. So, some of the training is mechanical, like what you need to do to set up your like page and stuff like that. But the bulk of the training is unleashing your story. And one of the things that they said, and one of the things that they're doing in the training is actually interviewing coaches. So there's all coaches in the training, and then there's a group that we're also in, and they have live hangouts and stuff like that. So the last, I watched two of the interviews yesterday. There was a live hangout today, and the live hangout today was like super deep, and I posted the link for it in the team page, and I really suggest you listen to it. But the whole, I guess, backbone of your business is going to really be built on the fact, or not the fact, but it's going to be built on how well you can get your story out there. And the good, the bad, the ugly. And most of us, right, like have like these, he makes a point of saying like, we don't think our story is important, right? You think like, oh, well, he says it. He goes, it happened to me. No problem. I got through it. I figured out how to do it. And like, all right, like I'm good. Like, and who the heck wants to know about that? But he said that your story is so important and that it can help somebody else no matter what you think about it, no matter how insignificant you may think your story is. There is somebody out there that needs to hear it, that needs to know that they're not alone, and needs to like be attracted to you and see like, oh my God, like she's going through the same thing I am. How can I connect with her? How can I talk to her? Like, how I want to follow her and see like how she gets through it. So one of the exercises that they do is that they've suggested like interviewing each other, because first of all, when you're trying to write your story, or if you're trying to write a post about your story, it's very hard because we're all like, I was talking to my sister. I'm like, help me out. Like, who am I? Like literally, this is how I start my conversation with my sister. I'm like, tell me who I am. And she's like, you know who you are. Like, what's wrong with you? But when you get bogged down in your head and you're sitting alone trying to tell that story, it's very hard because you want to tell everything, or you like either go blank or you just like don't know where to start. So I figured we'd just start by like just opening up, talking about it, and then maybe bouncing some ideas off of each other, and that we can go and tomorrow, like just, you don't need to spew it all over in one post, but you do this thing called breadcrumbing, right? You start with little pieces and that people start to connect with you. And if you continuously do that, people will start to follow you and expect for you to like wake up and motivate them. You know what I mean? Like it's at a point now, like 2 years later, where people are like, where have you been? Like over the weekend when I wasn't posting because I was like literally like first day without Ray, everyone was like, what happened to you? Are you alive? Are you dead? And I'm like, oh my God, really? Like people, like, because I'm so consistent, people now expect to see and want to understand like what's going on in my life. Anyway, so make a long story short, we're going to interview Tara first, and then I need one more volunteer, and I forgot who that, I don't know who Diana said she wants me to interview, but I'm going to pick one. How about that if you don't volunteer? Oh yeah, what's up? Mm-hmm. All right, so Tara, you're on the spot. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Very simple questions, but I'm hoping, guys, I said it today in our video, right? The back office is there. I can't teach you the back office any more than you can open that back office and go into your back office and like just play with it, right? You can figure that shit out. The part that I think that we can all benefit from each other is getting into that emotional part of this. Like, yeah, we sell products, but like, why? Right? Like, why are we selling Shakeology? Like, why are we selling challenge packs? Why are we doing that? Like, what was the reason that you decided that you wanted to like sell shakes? Like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't, make any sense. There's got to be something deeper to it. Oh God, my husband ran out of gas. Excuse me. There's got to be something deeper to it. And if we can't connect to why we started in the first place and what like that gut wrenching, like, oh gosh, this opportunity can either give me a solution or this can change my life in some way. If you can't reconnect back to that, then you're really just selling a shake, and that's not going to work. So with that said, Tara, questions are simple, and then we'll get there. But
okay.
I want to know from you. So everybody, Tara is one of my coaches, one of my personally sponsored coaches. I want to know from you, what was it about the Beachbody lifestyle that you were attracted to? And at what point did you say, like, I want to be part of that?
I think it was about just your positivity, and that drew me to it. And I knew that Beachbody was a part of, I mean, at the time, 21 Day Fix was, all over the place and on every infomercial. And I don't know, I was an easy one that was just like, oh, okay, well, Ange does that. I'll just go to Ange. So, which is funny because I'm so like online. I'm totally the people that we talk about that are like, but I can find a better deal if I, buy it through whatever. But that's what it was. It was the positivity. And you never even had to sell me on that. It was, I was like, Ange, this is what I want. So that's how I started out. I started out with 21 Day Fix. I did that, and then we had a conversation. It was just an easy conversation of just helping people. And I've always wanted to help people. I've always wanted to give back. And at that time I was, just went through a bunch of surgeries that were, preventative, and choices I made for me and my family and my husband. And at that point I felt like I had to give back to that community. And, from there, it's changed and it's evolved, and it's kind of gone back to where it originally came from, but then it keeps growing. So.
All right. So Tara, would you be willing to share like what that original something was with the surgeries and like part of your story?
Yeah, I don't have an issue talking about it. So 3 years ago, around this time, I was having an issue with my breast, and I have a really strong family history of breast cancer in my family. My grandmother that is still alive and well, and I can't tell you how old she is because she'll kill me, but she lives in Pleasantville, New York, and she's amazing, but she's a breast cancer survivor 3 times. So so I always knew that there was some kind of risk involved, and my mother had the gene testing years and years ago before it became popular. And I had an issue with one of my breasts and went to the doctor. I freaked out because we just moved here, so I didn't really know any doctors. My doctor in South Florida recommended me to somebody else here, or said to me, just drive down here. And I'm like, well, how do I drive to Fort Lauderdale without telling my mom and dad why I'm there and all that? So I went to the doctor, and he said, well, I don't, they ran a few tests, and he said, well, I don't see a reason to do the gene testing. And I said, actually, my mother tested positive, and once I got into the family history, he was like, absolutely, you need to do testing. So I ended up, I have the mutation. I have BRCA2, and so I found out Memorial Day weekend 3 years ago, and I knew instantly that I was going to have a prophylactic double mastectomy. I knew I was going to. I knew that that was the only choice for me, and that was what I was going to do. The part that made me angry was because we had moved here the November before, and in January, I had just woke up one day and said, I'm tired of, Lola just turned 1, and I was like, I'm tired of being heavy. I'm tired of this. So I had just lost like close to 30 pounds. I was feeling really good, but still had a ways to go, and was feeling really, really positive about myself. And one of the first things when I found out that I had the gene was, I didn't work out to do this. Like, I wanted to be fit, but and a lot of people, Chris and my mom and everybody explained, to me and said, but thank goodness that you have lost this 26, 30 pounds, because you're in so much better shape now to handle the surgery. And, so anyway, so I had an opportunity to do the surgery in August. A date popped up. So I was going to MD Anderson and Cancer Center downtown, which is now UCF or whatever they changed their name to. And it was overwhelming, but it was supposed to be, so I was supposed to have they do it differently here. So I was supposed to have a prophylactic double mastectomy the week of, it was a Tuesday. Then the following week I was supposed to start my reconstruction process, which they were going to put expanders in me. So they were going to put expanders and fill me up every week, which I didn't understand. So when I had the prophylactic double mastectomy, I had come home from the hospital and I was completely flat. So I didn't know what they wanted to expand because all I had was skin. I didn't have anything else.
Wow.
So when I went back and saw my plastic surgeon the following week for my second surgery, he said, we can go right to implants. And I was like, oh my gosh, awesome, I win. But I had to have 2 revision surgeries, which the revision surgeries were to inject fat, and everybody, it's frustrating. Everybody says, oh, well, you're going to end up with, perky boobs after all this, and you're going to get good boobs. And that's not the case. And it's not reality. And I was like, okay, well, I never thought I would have fake boobs because I always had nice boobs before. So I was like, I'm not looking at it for that. But there's something that changes within you, and you just, anyway. So I had my second surgery. I went right to implants, which was amazing. But then I had 2 revision surgeries, and I'm supposed to have 1 more, but I'll do it eventually.
So Tara, tell me, from all of that, like you said before that you wanted to help people, and are the people that you want to help the people like you that have gone through what you've gone through? And if so, why? And if not, who do you want to help?
I don't know. And I think this is where I struggle a little bit, because of course I want to give back to anybody that's going through this, but and we have a lot of Facebook groups, and I've been a part of a lot of Facebook groups and support groups, and I've one in particular that has been amazing to me and really, but there comes a time where you have to just distance yourself from it. You can't look at any more breasts without nipples. You can't look, and believe me, it's been a huge adjustment to look at that. And which it doesn't even faze me now, but it just, sometimes you can't, I get notifications and I don't go to look. And part of me feels bad about that now, because I'm like, oh my God, I should be supporting someone that's going through this now, because I was there. But throughout this, we also realized that our daughter, Lola, who is 4, has some developmental delays. So I don't know. I've struggled with, we've been fighting with, she was in a daycare who, told me I was ignorant for not having her screened for autism. I've had her pediatrician tell me, don't have her screened for autism because she might be on the low end of the spectrum. Just give her time to catch up. We were doing the thing that we felt was best for them. So I guess that has kind of shifted as that's in front of me every day, and that's something I deal with every day. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't discount what I've gone through with it was a huge deal. And like you just said, and you can totally turn around and be like, oh yeah, I went through that and it's over. That was a huge decision for me to make. It was a huge decision for us to go through. I cried many of nights and mornings and didn't know what I was doing. And something hit home when you said the other day before Ray left, and you said, it just, that it's right. And the same thing happened to me the morning of my surgery. I was so nervous, and I woke up really early, and it was kind of a similar feeling. I had scheduled C-sections with my kids, but it was a kind of a similar feeling where I just woke up and I was at peace. I had a few things to do in the office. I came in here, had the music on, and all of a sudden just felt like this overwhelming, like, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. And everything's going to be okay. So it just, I don't know. So anyway, the people that I want to help anybody that I can help. But I get stuck. In that area because I don't know where to go.
So so you've got these 2 groups of really different, I guess, obviously women that you want to help, people that have gone through what you've gone through with the surgeries, but also moms that are fighting for whatever they need to do for their children, right? Yeah. So let me ask you this. Like, I know that you did one great post a while ago about your surgery, and what is stopping you from telling more of your story?
I guess because I feel like it's coming on 3 years ago already, and then it's just like, it's not finished. Part of this is also having hysterectomy, and I'm on the fence about that. It's just like, there's so much more that happened in between that is just like, in between I gained back 25 pounds. Like, it just,
Right, but and I think I can get a nod from everybody. Don't you think that that's super important for the entire, like the whole story, like, and he, like I said, this guy goes back and he's like, you don't think it's important because it happened 3 years ago, right? And you did it and you made the decision, but that was hard. So maybe you can even just take a little piece of like, write it down and say, okay, I'm going to talk about how hard that decision was for me.
Yep.
Not anything else in that one post, but just, I had to make this really hard decision, and start from there. And your story is not, it's fluid, it's organic, it's always changing. Our story changes every single day, but I don't want you to discount how important your story is to someone that is going through exactly what you went through, because you could be that person that woman says, oh my God, she struggled with that decision too. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll talk to her. You know what I mean? And then you've helped that one person. You've helped that one person get through something.
I mean, I honestly feel at this point like I'm not really helping anybody because I'm so all over the place. Like, I also have Crohn's disease, which I just feel like I'm a basket case. Like, if I was to like literally say this out loud to anybody else, I'd be like, well, you know what? You're batshit crazy. Good luck. Good luck with that.
Sarah,
anybody, you should help yourself.
And I totally understand. I 100% understand, because I was literally just texting my sister before. I was like, and I said to her, I was like, who am I? Like, am I the girl that struggles with food and that loves food and like can't get the last 20 pounds off because I freaking love food too much? Am I the girl that started Beachbody because I was broke? Am I the girl that doesn't want to be a lawyer and thought Beachbody was going to get me out of being a lawyer? Like, what the fuck? Like, am I the girl that now is home with 3 kids and my husband's in Miami? Like, what am I? What am I? And she was like, you need to just start. And my sister's a great writer. So she's like, I just want you to start. She's like, and sometimes it doesn't come out of here until you are actually doing this. Right. So, I think you and I are similar where we want this like beautiful, like storyline. And if you opened our Facebook page, it all makes sense, but it doesn't have to all make sense because life doesn't make sense. Right. Mm-hmm. So you could just simply start with, I had to make a decision and it was really hard or whatever. Just start it with like, this was one of the hardest decisions of my life. And then, and then just start with that line and see what comes out of it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And my sister was so great. She was like, if it works, it works. If it tanks, it tanks. And you just move on, like erase it. She's like, delete it. Like, that's the beauty of Facebook. You can delete stuff. You can add stuff. You can edit it. If you don't like one word, you can go back. And it doesn't have to be all these little pieces. Like, it doesn't have to be this like continuous, it's not a book, right? It's pieces of your life on social media. So I just want you to start somewhere, because your story is super, super important. And if we're all going to stay here in our fear, we're never going to reach the people that we intend to help. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And as you say, you have all this stuff going on. I'm like, yes, but I relate to that part and I relate to that part. And I relate to all of those things that you're saying. But even last week when I was in a funk, like I was like, I need to write about this. And I was like, post something. I got nothing. I'm like, I got nothing. I feel like I'm like,
and here's the thing, guys, like they don't all have to be brilliant, right? Like they just, and I'm so guilty of this too. I'm like, I need to do this like epic post where everyone's going to feel, and it's not like, I was trying to write Ray's going away post. I shit you not, for like 2 days. I was like, I'm in my head. I'm like trying to figure it out. And I wrote it as he was like I took the picture and I was like, okay, don't leave yet, because I have to do this. Right. And I had it in my head right that second. And what I wrote was completely different than what I had like scribbled on my page, on my paper. And that thing almost got like 300 comments because I did it from my heart in the moment. And it was like, I wanted to do this like really intertwined, like he's leaving and he's going to start a new life for us and la la la. And sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's like, my fucking husband's leaving. I'm here with 3 kids and I'm going to miss him.
When I've noticed that is, because I've been consistently posting on Instagram and Twitter, like when I just write a simple quote on Twitter, that's when I get followers. That's when I get people, like that's when I get likes. When I just write something, just, I don't know, just something a little, it doesn't have to be this master, like huge plan. It just is this little, 1-line quote. And it's all of a sudden that's what gets more attention than this whole big elaborate post that you spend hours.
Yeah, and listen, you have to also know what social media platform you're on. So Twitter, it's smaller, right? Like you get more if you're smaller. Facebook, you have the opportunity to actually write your story. And I would love to see that from you. I would love to see a post that like gets really vulnerable. I tell you guys all this all the time, and I have a really nice like graphic in the team page. The scariest posts impact the most. That is just the bottom line. If you go out there tonight or tomorrow morning or tomorrow night at 9 p.m. when everyone's watching and you write the scariest post of your life, I promise you, without a doubt, you will get the most reach and the most engagement. Because social media, and this is what I'm learning, is filled with like fluff and like, this is my new house and this is my new car and look at my daughter and she's so perfect and blah, blah, blah. When somebody writes something that's authentic and that's like, God, I'm broke and I'm living paycheck to paycheck and I'm trying to do something about it. And somebody, because most people are, right? Most Americans are, they're going to be like, oh my God, okay, somebody real. Like, who the hell is this person? Like, I need to talk to her, or I want to follow her at least. And they're not going to talk to you right away, and you're not going to talk to them right away, but at least you're engaging people. So that scary, vulnerable post that you think you literally want to go hide under your desk, and I've done it before, guys. I've literally hid under my desk, and I'm like, okay, I'm not coming up for air until like later, are the ones that people will message me that will say, like, I look forward to everything that you write. Like, I like, thank you so much for that. And you've got to just get at least one really vulnerable post out there, and you're gonna live. I swear. Like, you will live to see the next day, and you will be fine, and you will find it easier and easier and easier and easier to share. It's like almost like exercising, right? Like once you start getting like that muscle memory, you're like, all right, I can do this. All right, I'll post something really like crazy. And then we overthink a lot of things. We just, when I was on the cruise, Amy Silverman, she goes, do me a favor. She goes, stop fucking thinking. Everybody stop thinking. Like, the less you think, the more you're going to succeed. Stop thinking. She's like, don't think about what you're going to post. Don't think about like where you're, what star diamond you want to be. Don't think about your words. She's like, stop putting all these she has beautiful pictures because her husband is a professional photographer, but she's like, stop overthinking and just go be you. And that's the biggest thing. Just go be you. So we've got to just dive into who we are and just tell our story. So Tara, let me ask you this. I have a really good question ready, because everyone's always afraid to go ask somebody to join your team, right? You're like, I don't want to ask anybody to join your team. Anybody on here regret the fact that their coach reached out to them and asked them to join the team?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Are you actually, like, let me ask you this. Are you like proud and excited to be part of this?
Yep.
So you have to remember that if you are part of something and you're like, you weren't offended. Christine, I mean, for a year, Victoria, 2 years, like, I never gave up on you guys because I knew that like you would love this stuff. I just had this feeling, right? You, even after 2 years of like talking to you and a year talking to you, you're still like my friends and you join my team, right? And I'm glad to hear that you don't regret it. But there's no harm in saying to somebody, like, listen, I'm looking for like really kick-ass women. I'm looking for whatever your avatar is. I'm really looking for an amazing group of women to join my team because I want to like really create this community, blah, 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 whatever it is. If they say no, they say no. But at some point, somebody's going to say yes to you because they're drawn to you and they see something in you and they see something in the opportunity. So just always remember that you are not mad at your coach for recruiting you. So that person that you're going to go to, even if they get mad at you, then you don't want them on your team anyway. So sayonara, right? Nobody's going to get mad at you for asking them to consider joining your team. So Tara, any regrets? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, Kathy. Let me unmute you. Okay, good.
I think I unmuted.
Okay, good.
Sorry,
You're good.
Sorry, that was my husband washing dishes in the back.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Pots and pans banging. I love that Diana recruited me and all. But recently I expressed to her that I was feeling a little overwhelmed.
Of course.
Yeah. So I'm new to this. I think I enrolled in February 20th. And I didn't realize the amount of work it entailed.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist in general. Like when I get into something, I like to do it fully and 100%. So once this was my focus. Well, I mean, I work too. I'm a teacher also, like Diane. And I have 2 boys, and, life brings what it does. Now I have like all these customers and all, and I went for it. And now I'm starting to feel like, how on God's earth am I to keep in touch with all these people, remind them to do everything, the post, the that. And it's just, I truthfully got to a level where I'm sort of feeling like I need to decompress.
Yeah.
Like I need to almost go backwards and say, okay, wait, if I post, I know I'm going to get people to want to join. And
that's a good problem to have, right?
No, it's like I haven't had much trouble with customers. It's just that I feel like they're coming on, and now it's getting to be more than I thought it would. I didn't expect this type of,
Well, I think you have a really good problem that I think a lot of people wish they had.
I don't want to post because I'm like, wait, I have these 10 people in my hands now, and I feel like if I have 20, how am I going to be intimate with these 10 people? Like, I feel like I can't stretch out my time enough.
So here's the thing. I have a couple of comments, right?
Yeah.
Number one, it is very overwhelming. I don't think there's one person on this call that hasn't been overwhelmed with the amount of information. And the amount of information is endless, right? Yeah. So you've got 450,000 Beachbody coaches. 10% of them are working. 10% of those people are posting like these amazing team calls, and you're just like, you want to listen to everything. You want to do what everybody else is doing. And I was like you, where I was a perfectionist. I'm a lawyer. Like, that's my nature, is to everything be perfect, right? Mm-hmm. But I will tell you this piece of advice, that if you, and me and Laura, also another lawyer, like struggle with this all the time. If you want everything to be perfect, it will kill every dream you have, right? It will kill it all, because life's not perfect. So what we're putting out there doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. It just doesn't. And it's better to post. The other thing about posting, don't do that. Don't not post because you're afraid, because what ends up happening, quite honestly, and this is just from like a technical standpoint, if you stop posting, Facebook actually reads you not posting as like, oh, you're not relevant anymore, see you later. So then the next time that you post, no one's going to see that. And quite honestly, I will tell you this from statistics, even if you post, this many people are seeing that. So the chances of like people seeing that one post is like minuscule. So don't worry about, oh, like if I post, I'm going to get 10 people and I don't know what to do with them. You've got to keep going and posting. Even if it's not, let's say, a call to action where it's like, join my challenge group, but just keep up with your workouts, your food, your whatever, the 5 things that you like to talk about, and just keep up with those. Because if you don't post, then your engagement is going to go down and you're going to lose traction. And then when you want and you need those 10, 20 people, you're going to be like, where the fuck did they go? Like, I can't find them. And
it's not that, Drax. The numbers aren't that big. But I don't want to make it sound like I have people coming.
No, but I understand what you mean. I understand what you're saying.
It happened pretty quick for me. It did. And I think because it happened so quickly, I was like, whoa, I didn't expect. I think I'm more concerned with the fact that I feel like I need to be in contact with these people all the time.
All right, let me tell you this.
Yeah, I got the app. I'm trying to get them to join that now so that it's easier to do that.
The app is brilliant, and that is a great place to start, like just to put everybody in. Yeah. I will tell you this, and this is something that I don't do because I'm a lot more flexible than I think a lot of people on the team. Melanie Mitro, top coach, she has business hours, right? So she checks in with her customers in the morning in whatever group that she has, and she checks in with them at night. There is no messaging in between. What am I going to eat today? There's none of that because she has a life and she's got a business to run. So she literally checks in like, okay, good morning. Here's my motivational post, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, how was everybody's day? And that's it. So you're talking about a top coach that obviously knows what she's doing. Yeah. And, listen, everybody has their own approach, but you can't paralyze yourself by, you want to over deliver and you want them to be great challengers because great challengers make wonderful coaches, and you want to give them that love and that value, but you also can't overwhelm yourself. So pick a time and say, all right, guys, I'm in school from such and such time. I just want you guys to know my new plan is I'm going to post in the morning and I'm going to check in on you at night. And that's it.
Okay.
Hours. What's that?
I guess they need business hours.
You do, because you know what? Like if you're a teacher, if you were on the street, or in a restaurant at 9 p.m. and a parent wanted to talk to you and have a parent-teacher conference, would you have one with them at a restaurant? Exactly. So you've got to think of it the same way. You've got a business to run, and your business is to check on people, yes, but you're not their babysitter. You're not their babysitter in the middle of the day. You're going to check in with them in the morning. You're going to whatever and give them a motivation or give them a tip. And then at the end of the day, you're just like, hey guys, like, how was your day? Blah, blah, blah.
Okay. And
just keep it simple. You know what I mean? Keep it simple. Yeah. Diana and I overcomplicated everything for a year, literally a year. And we still, listen, to be successful, you've always got to push yourself. So, where I am right now is totally different from where you are, but I'm still like, I want to do this, and I gotta get a Facebook cover picture, and I gotta get professional pictures, and I want to redo my website. So it's never, if you're successful,
you're always trying to catch up. Yeah.
If you're like this success driven person, you're never going to be satisfied. So it's always going to be like, okay, what's the next thing I can do? What's the next thing I can do? And that's just the way that you grow. And, if you stopped and you did nothing and I sat back, I would go nowhere, Yeah. So it's just different things that we're stuck on or whatever.
Yeah.
But it does just take one thing at a time. And take a deep breath. I tell everybody, take a deep breath.
Yes. Thank you.
And focus on the things that are troubling you right now. Like Diana and I swear, we spent a whole weekend together trying to figure out what the best way to do a challenge group was. Do we start new ones? Do we take people out? Do we move them over? Whole weekend. And then now it's just all right, now we have the app. Great. And now we have this graduation group. Fantastic. Done. You know what I mean? Yeah. Why couldn't we have thought of that a year ago?
Yeah.
Any other questions or anything like that? That are bothering you, or?
Am I the only one who felt overwhelmed?
No. I feel overwhelmed every day. Every day. Because again, like I said, you get to a certain point, right? And then you just want more and you want more, right? So it's now I'm trying to go for elite. So I have to keep track of my elite points. And then I have corporate that checks in on me and they're like, where are your elite points? And I'm like, I don't know. And it's just it just, but you know what? I don't mind it because I love this stuff. This is my fourth child.
Yeah. Are you still a lawyer though?
I am.
You are. You still do that too?
For today, yeah. For the moment.
I'm busy.
Yeah, for the moment. Hopefully in a little while I won't be.
No.
All right, let's see. Who can I interview?
Can I just say that I thought that 10X Tara was badass, but after hearing everything that she shared today, I think that she's 10X badass. And I am so super I'm blown away, and you're awesome.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Tara is a good little egg. She's a good little chicken.
Tara, I also want to say, Tara, you're not alone. I also have a son that most likely has mild Asperger's. I got him tested a few years back, and I'm going through the same thing that you're going through with your dog. If you ever need to talk,
you too. I started a support group for our school because she's in the pre-K program at my son's elementary school. So, which is great. It's a great program. She's doing amazing. She gets speech and occupational therapy, and it's amazing. But I did start a support group because I feel like it's so overwhelming, and it's so, I can't tell you, most of the moms will say to me, and they're like, I just can't hear from my husband one more time that is at work all day. It's going to get better. Like, sometimes I just need to vent, and I need to cry, and I need to just, I need to just get it all out. And there are not, every day is not easy. My daughter's, she's been amazing. She's been, we made a butterfly the other day and she told me it's perfect, which was like huge, for her to tell me it's beautiful and perfect, which it seems like such a simple thing, but it was amazing. But it gets overwhelming at times. There are other times where she throws a fit at my son's soccer game and I'm completely that mom that is like, please, can I crawl under a picnic table right now?
That happened this week with my son at his football game. And he's 10. And he's doing things that are not age appropriate. And I'm looking into therapy now for him and possibly even medication. And it's a struggle every day.
Well, let's connect, Kathy, because I would love to talk to you. And please, on the same thing for you, I'm here. I mean, I get it. I can't, and I'll tell you, I called her and, crying plenty of times and saying, or texting her and saying, I can't even speak right this second, but this is what I'm going through. And she's like, okay, all right. And you know what? You're okay. And it's going to be okay. And sometimes you just need another person just to tell you that. And and believe me, I need to be told all the time. So.
Yeah, no, I would love to talk to you.
Okay, absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to say before I start crying, right? Guys, this is what it's about, right? Like that, and I want you to understand. And the one thing I could tell you guys on this call tonight, it's about this. It's about this and connecting and helping each other in this little community. Like when I had a vision at the beginning of this of like what I wanted to create, this was it, right? This was it. Like women helping women in whatever situation that they're in. And it all starts with a product, but it's so much deeper than that. You have the ability to bring people together and support them. And yeah, we work out. So what? We drink shakes. So what? But this is where the magic happens. This is what you want to create for your team and to inspire other women to then inspire other people to join your team. And we should even stop calling it a team. It really is a community. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, I talk to my girls all day long, and Tara and I talk all day long. We all talk all day long, and I can't even tell you how many times I'm like, okay, I quit. The team's yours. I'm out of here. Like, I can't take it anymore. And they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, I'm jumping off a bridge. Like, I see you later, or I'm stuck and I can't get past this. Or like, God, guys, when I was going through my bankruptcy and losing my house and like packing up my kids, like the only thing that got me through that, because I was so almost embarrassed to tell my friends, was these people, like this team, they knew more about what was going on in my life than my own close friends, because I talk to you guys all day long. You know exactly what's going on. We've created a community where it's okay to be open and honest and vulnerable and ask for support. Instead of like, oh yeah, no, I live in Westchester and I have this house and it's great. It's like, no, I haven't paid my mortgage in a year. Like my lawn is so perfect. It's like, no, it fucking brown because I can't afford a landscaper, Like this is what it's about. And I want you guys to get past the fact that yes, it's, we sell challenge packs, but that challenge pack, I tell you all the time, is a fucking cover up for this. So get past it. Just get past it. And the more you share about yourself and the more that you open up and you show people what you're about, the more you can bring them into your community. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm going to pick on one more person. And oh my God, I can't even believe it's been an hour. This is so good. All right. I'm going with Tammy because she looks so comfortable. No? She's like, no, don't talk to me. Wait, hold on. Wait, Tammy, what?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
I can.
This is my first call. I didn't even know how to talk on this thing.
Your first call, and I call on you to get interviewed. Oh my God.
Oh, yay.
All right. So Tammy, your first call. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. So Tammy, talk to me. Diana's your coach, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, what drew you to Diana and Beachbody and this whole entire craziness?
Well, if anybody knows Diana, you gotta love her. I met Diana in college. She was my sorority sister, and I've just followed her on Facebook, and I just saw how awesome she's doing. And I'm like, okay. She tried to get me a while ago, and I tried Shakeology, and I wasn't ready. You know, if you're not ready, it's not going to happen. And I just wasn't at that point. And this time, I lost a bunch of weight last year.
Awesome.
Stopped working out, and I started eating like crap, and I like to drink a lot, which is bad. And it just all came back on like that. And I'm like, all that work, and it's back in like 2 months. It felt like it was like, so this time I got my mind right, and I just decided I was going to be a coach. I was going to get the shakes, and I've only been doing it like 2 weeks. 3
Oh my God, you're like totally a newbie.
Yeah, way new, like super new.
So we totally overwhelmed you on this call.
Yeah.
We're like, so let's talk about your life.
But yeah, so I'm super new to this.
All right, cool.
But I mean, I'm loving it so far. I'm like the crazy selfie sweaty poster chick. I post every day.
That's awesome.
Because I started to do the 22-minute hardcore, but I also work out with my coworkers at lunch. So now I'm doing 2 workouts a day.
Wow.
So it's a lot, but I'm trying to do it. And I have a trip in Vegas. I'm going to Vegas in November.
Awesome.
I'm going to wear that little black dress.
Good for you. Good for you.
So,
All right, so since it's your first call, I'll take it easy on you. I don't want to overwhelm you with like craziness. But thank you for joining the team. We're happy to have you. And if you need anything, we're always around.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I haven't gotten anybody to join or get shakes or anything yet, but it's literally been like, I think 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm trying, and I'm watching all the things you post and trying to learn the right way to bring people in, but not be salesy and,
Right,
all that stuff. It's hard.
What's the one thing, let's just say this. What's the one thing that you would, let's see, what's the first thing you think you would be vulnerable and talk about on social media?
Oh God. Probably just weight struggles. I've struggled my whole life with it. And even earlier, Diana messaged me. She's like, do you have a transformation picture? I was like, I do, but it's from 2 weeks ago until this week. And I'm in a sports bra and tight pants, and I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to put that out there yet.
Right.
And I'm just not. It'd probably be just weight struggles and stuff like that. That's why the things I post in the challenge group. I don't post on my normal Facebook page because I'm not there yet.
Okay, so here's my challenge to you, right?
Okay.
On Throwback Thursday.
Okay.
You're going to do a throwback to 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Ooh.
It does not need to be like, I have 6-pack abs. This is me in, 2005. And I was really perfect. And now I'm like, 6-pack ab, chick. It doesn't have to be that. Like I've done a Throwback Thursday where I do a side-by-side of like, I did a picture of me when I first started doing Insanity Max 30. And it was like one of the darkest places in my life, to a picture of me in my car. And it had nothing to do with the workout. It had to do with the fact that like that workout broke me down mentally. And then I remember crying during it. And like, I was really sad in one picture and like gross looking. And then in the other picture, I was really happy and I had this smile. And I just talked about how like the workouts for me aren't just necessarily about having a sick body anymore. It's about being mentally stable,
Right.
So it doesn't need to necessarily be you in a sports bra and the transformation that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? It could be a Throwback Thursday to 2 weeks ago before I was a coach and now I'm a coach, and what my mental, like what mentally has shifted.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like if you're not ready to do something, then you don't necessarily have to just like jump overboard and do it if you're not ready. You have to be comfortable, but you have to make sure, I don't even want to say you have to be comfortable. You have to be just enough uncomfortable where you're not I mean, I don't know. I hide under my desk all the time. So I suggest you post something that makes you want to hide under your desk. But if you're not there, the first one should be a throwback Thursday to like before you were a coach literally 2 weeks ago. And you can make it funny. I mean, I don't know you personally, but if it was me, I would say like, guys, I know this is like totally lame that it's only a throwback 2 weeks ago, but I need to share exactly where I was 2 weeks ago and what has happened in the last 2 weeks. I joined this amazing community. I was lost. I was struggling with my weight. I didn't have any direction. And through this community in just the last 2 weeks, I've gotten my head back on straight. I've got my eating, I've gotten support from other women that are struggling with the same issues that I am, blah, 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 and that's it. Like, it doesn't have to be these like amazing transformation pictures where you've lost 70,000 pounds. It could just be here.
Yeah.
So that's
8 pounds.
There you go. See, 8 pounds.
And she's like, well, send me the picture. I'm like, I don't see it in the picture though.
You'll get there. Yeah. But that's your challenge. Thursday, I want to see a throwback.
Okie dokie.
Something. Anything.
Okay. I'll do it.
All right, cool. All right, guys. So anybody else have anything to say? Because it's 10 o'clock. I don't want to like keep you guys too long. I just want to say thank you for sharing your stories, both of you. Tara, thank you so much for inspiring us always. My little 10X Tara. I love you. You know that. And guys, you just have to really like this, you got to keep in mind and keep at the forefront of your brain that you are recruiting people to a community of really badass freaking chicks, like really kick-ass chicks. So don't be afraid. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. Just be like, I said this to somebody, I forgot when it was. I had this like epiphany. I was like, if people say no, I kind of actually feel bad for them. Like I've gotten to the point where I'm like, oh, really? You don't want to join? Are you sure? Because we're really fucking cool. Like, like that's where I am right now. I'm like, oh God, really? Oh my God, you're missing out. Damn. Bye. And you'll get there. You'll get there. So, you'll get to a point where you're like, oh, I feel bad for you. But for now, just reach out to people. People need us. People need that positivity in their life, that love in their life, that honesty and that vulnerability that most people are not putting out there and are just sort of like putting on this happy face that everything's happy and great. And it's not. Yeah. Right?
Right.
Christine, you have a question? Or no, you're good. Wait, I can't hear you. Wait, there you okay, sorry, go ahead.
I was taking my headphones out because they were annoying my ears. But since I'm not muted anymore, I guess I should say... Are you excited?
Yes.
Very.
So over the last, I don't know, maybe month, I haven't been posting that much, or just been like kind of not keeping my distance, but just kind of not sure where I'm going with everything. I've had a lot of anxiety. I've posted about my anxiety and stuff, but I'm going to have a baby.
Yay!
Shut up!
Yeah.
I feel like we're all having, this is the first like Fit Boss baby.
Did you just call it a Fit Boss baby?
Get a shirt that says Fit Boss baby.
I am so happy for you guys. I am. Anybody that doesn't know Christine's story, it hasn't always been.
Please tell your story, like really, just like a piece of it. Please.
Well, I'll tell the piece of my relationship part. So
yes, okay, that's the part I want to know.
Okay. I have a son. He's 11. He'll be 12 this summer. And him and his dad and I split up. We never got married, but we split up when he was maybe a year and a half. But we've stayed friends throughout all these years. He's been a really good dad. My family loves him. We just kind of weren't at the right spot at the right time, I guess. But we've stayed friends. We've always done holidays and birthdays and all that kind of stuff together. And over the last maybe 2 years, we tried to like really kind of reconnect, because I think we're both at a point where we're like, okay, you're not married, I'm not married. Like, what are we doing? Are we going to figure it out? Are we not going to figure it out? So we tried for like a year, and then I was like, you know what, this isn't working for me. So I kind of, was done. And then I got involved with Beachbody and did a lot of personal development, a lot of just figuring out who I am and what I want in my life and things like that. And I think with that brought me to another place, realizing that life isn't perfect and nothing is ever going to be perfect, and you just have to accept people for who they are and what they have to offer, and move forward with that. So we decided to kind of give it another shot and go for it. And, knowing that this time, I mean, not that there is no, nothing will ever happen, but to just commit and be like, we're done. Like, this is it, And so now we're going to have a baby.
Yay. So exciting.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I'm so, so happy. And every time, knowing Christine's story, and every time that I see a picture of her and the family and just all of you together, it truly brings my heart such happiness to see the three of you together, and I can't wait to see the four of you together.
There's that one post you did, and I told you this, Christine. There's a post, I swear to God, I go back to it all the time because I get so emotional, where you guys are on the basketball court. Do you know that one? Yeah.
That was taken Trent was younger there, so we were just friends. We're out.
No, I know. But then you wrote about that whole post was brilliant. I was like, I always go back to it. I'm like, I need to know more. And it's the same damn post, and I read it all the time. I'm like, no, they're so cute.
Yeah.
So what's my commercial? I want to do an infomercial. What did I say the other day?
Yeah.
I was like, depressed? Join Beachbody. Want to have a baby? Join Beachbody. Have a sister that you can't stand? Join Beachbody.
We'll cover it all.
Have parents that are really negative? Join Beachbody.
Christine, how do you feel?
Terrible. No, I don't feel terrible. I'm tired, and I feel like I haven't been sick, but just really queasy. So my appetite is way different than clean eating Beachbody stuff. So that's why I feel very disconnected from the whole thing. So I don't know how to portray the lifestyle when I'm not living it right now. And I'm not ready to put it out on Facebook that I'm having a baby.
Yeah. How far along are you?
2.5 months.
Oh, good. Well, you'll figure it out. I mean, first of all, you got to get through the first trimester and figure, get to where you feel good again.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do little bits and pieces here and there, but like you said, when you said earlier that sometimes you feel like you have so much going on that you just shut down. You're like, I got to post something. What can I post? And nothing comes to you. You're like, you just shut down. And that's where I feel that I'm at a lot of times. I'm like, I want to do it, but nothing is coming to me. And I'm like, oh, it just doesn't happen. So I'm kind of at that in-between kind of phase right now.
Well, if you need me to take over in the 21 Day Fix or, pick up a little bit in there because I haven't really been participating, just let me know. I'll do whatever to help you out. I'm sure Nicole will too.
Yeah, I just posted something today about starting again on the 25th, but doing an actual contest.
Okay.
Competition between everybody in there. So we'll see what everybody does.
Hi, baby.
Yay.
I'm so excited. Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right, ladies, with that, drop the mic. All right, guys, I love you all. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Good night.